The world abounds in change through man's ability.
Welcome to Foulcast, everybody. I'm Josh.
I'm Ken.
I'm Doug. Nailed it.
Man, that is one thing we are good at, is that intro.
Oh, yeah.
Except for last week, we fucked it up.
Yeah, we did.
Because
No, we didn't. We didn't. We're really good at it.
yeah, exactly. That was fun.
Some weeks we just been forgetting to do it.
That's true. I was just about to say it only took, 12 years? We really got the intro down, and then it's like, actually, we really don't, do we?
If you don't know us by now, you may never know.
Never. What's that? Is that Destiny Child?
I think that's Michael Bolton.
I don't think it was originally Michael Bolton.
Never gonna get it. Never
that
gonna.
was
That's
the
not
doo-wop.
Michael Bolton.
Is
Never
that
Gonna
Whitney
Get It?
Houston?
That might be Whitney Houston.
If you don't know me by now?
No, never gonna get
If
it.
you
Oh,
don't
never
know
gonna get
me
it.
by
No, you're never
now.
gonna get it.
Oh, that's En Vogue.
Oh.
En Vogue.
Shit.
Yeah.
Man. En Vogue.
I haven't thought of that name. in
There's no
a very
reason to,
long
right?
time.
There really isn't.
If You Don't Know Me by Now was Simply Red, but it
Oh,
was
it's like-
originally written by Kenny Gamble and Leon Hall
Kenny Gamble.
of the
Well,
that's a-
Philadelphia soul musical group Howard Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Oh, man. Kenny Gamble of the Philadelphia Soul versus Howard Melvin.
Oh man, and it was released September 11th, 1972.
Uh-oh.
They knew something.
Yep. Something was gonna
Only
happen.
knew.
So I got this new disposable vape.
Yeah.
Banana Icy Runts is the flavor. It tastes
Okay.
like banana runts with a little bit of menthol in it. I bought it because it was extremely cheap. Jesus.
Dang.
It was like $3.
Oh, wow.
Now, it was from a wholesale place.
Okay.
So, like, that's the wholesale price. But, like, the wholesale on most of these is, like, $10 plus.
Uh-huh.
So I picked it up, not even thinking about the fact the name of the company that makes it is Bodega Boys with a Z. And it's $3. When I took it out of the package, it said it was already at, like, 90% capacity. I'm like, this is possibly the sketchiest thing I've ever, like, introduced into my body.
Yeah.
Tastes good, though.
Except for that hamster.
That hamster did have some shit going on.
Mr. Bojangles.
Rip. Speaking of Rip, one of the patron saints of Foulcast recently
He
passed.
did.
You sure did.
Kris Kristofferson.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to see him.
Uh,
Like, it's not like a show we...
we probably wouldn't have gone.
Like, why
otherwise.
would we have ever even...
But like
Yeah.
now,
The road that led to Kristofferson is this long, winding one, but
well, I guess it was probably via the highwaymen for most of us, right? And
I don't even know how country, how country
like got into our
into our group,
yeah,
you know?
I bet it's Mike Ness's fault.
or Mike Paragine's.
It was probably Mike. I bet it was Mike Ness's fault. I was on his solo ship for a while.
And Hank 3 was with the Misfits for... Well, not
That's-
with the Misfits, but...
Wore their T-shirts.
Yeah, I think he toured with them before.
Yeah.
So there was that, like, is Hank 3 cool to listen to? And he's not.
No,
But it's still...
Is
a
Hank 3
gateway
cool to
country.
listen to? Maybe. Is Hank 3 good to listen to? No. There's a big difference there. Like,
is Hank 3 intentionally problematic in all the wrong ways?
yes.
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 I saw a great Kristofferson meme though, and it was like everyone, Chris is in a better place now. Kris Kristofferson, and it's a picture of Doom Guy.
Yes, I
blasting
saw
his
that
way
one.
through hell, and he's just like, "Where is Toby Keith?"
I saw that one. That was fantastic.
I was like, I might get this one tattooed on my face. It's pretty fucking good.
I was the other morning I woke up and turned on TV, YouTube, and it was recommending me a video of Waylon and Johnny's grandsons singing The Highwaymen.
Oh, cool.
Mm.
No.
Not very good.
I mean, artistic talent is not necessarily, like, inherited.
They can
so-
do good impersonations of their grandfathers.
Okay. But you could also just watch a video of the Highwaymen
Yeah.
doing it.
Uh-huh.
That 1990 show.
Oh yeah, that's
is-
great.
is
I love
good.
that. Right.
Yeah. That's all you really need.
But
honestly.
I watched it, and then I was watching videos of the Highwaymen, and then I just got this like scene in my head that just had me giggling all day. Whereas like when they were arranging that song, like they trying to figure out like what, because that last Johnny Cash's section
I fly a starship.
doesn't match. Like, and just like the back and forth, I was just like, they probably were like, all right, Waylon, you come in last. They're like, all right. And then we get to Waylon, he's just coming out, he's just like, I banged a prostitute. No, Waylon, no. No. I snorted cocaine. No. All right, Waylon, you built the dam. Johnny, come up with something. And he's over in the corner reading like fucking Star Wars comics or something.
Let me try this. I fly a starship, and they're like, fucking whatever. They're so exhausted from dealing with Waylon, they just didn't even call him on it. Also, you don't tell Johnny Cash what to sing.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much.
I saw a meme about that too, and it was like specifically about that song, and they're like everybody in the group introducing their D&D characters, and Johnny just didn't get the setting. Entirely true.
It's fantastic. Yeah, that was like probably the most high we've ever looked without being high. Was that night we just sat at Sheets pretending to be Kris Kristofferson
Just naming random shit.
in a joke all of our own.
Which was based on a single line from To Beat the Devil. Mm-hmm. It was like, sawdust on the floor, pause, beat, 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 friendly shadows.
Yeah.
It's like, Philly cheesesteak, 1957 Dodge Ram.
Just sitting there mentioning random stuff and giggling. Like, the highest I've ever been in public without being high.
The Mayo Clinic.
Raw meat. Cooked
I watched
meat.
Wheeler and Blade.
Damn bloodsuckers. I watched quite a few covers on YouTube of Best of All Possible Worlds because I wanted to see if anybody would use the actual lyric, like the one that he intended, because the line in the recorded version is, "Tell me why I never saw a man locked in that jail of yours who wasn't just as low down poor as me."
Yeah.
But that wasn't what he wrote. They made him change it. It was supposed to be who wasn't either black or poor as me.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we can't. What are you trying to do, social justice or something? This is, number one, this is the 1970s.
Yeah.
And number two, this is a country record.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think you're trying to pull, Chris. So they made him change it, and he was pissed off about it, and he always sang it live
Yeah.
with the other lyric. Not a single cover on YouTube uses the other lyric. I'm like, wow, bunch of fucking posers.
Dee was she went with her sister and they took her two oldest girls to the Pink concert on Tuesday night, and she said she did Me and Bobby McGee in honor.
Huh.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. I heard Pink pulled some bullshit recently, though. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
I just remember being like, Pink? Really? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't
Yeah,
care that much.
I
Care
remember
about-
her showing up in the news, but I don't know why.
Yeah. Endorsing Donald Trump or some shit. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody watch the... Not that we're going to get deep into politics or anything, but, like, did you watch the vice presidential debate?
I did.
Yeah,
I was disappointed.
it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I was convinced that at some point Tim Walz was just going to look over at J.D. Vance and be like, the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Too nice of a guy.
He is.
Yeah.
And I feel
too
like
nice of a guy.
And I was like, if anybody could push him, JD Vance could do it. And like, just look over at the guy and just be like, who hurt you? Why are you like this?
The vibe I got
Nope.
was Tim Walz felt empathy for her. Like, he doesn't like the guy.
Right.
But I also felt
he
like
still,
he was like...
has a basic baseline like level of respect. As
I
a
got the
human
vibe that
being.
he was fighting the urge to be like, oh, this person is fucking fucked up and she needs empathy.
The look on his face a few times
Oh,
during
yeah.
that debate, I felt like it was fighting the urge to go deck him.
But the vibe I got from Vance was, I can't go after, like, I wish, like, I kind of got the vibe where he was like, I wish I got this guy's acceptance that I, like, that he didn't get from his own father. Like, Daily Show was really funny because I was like, boy, they're agreeing with each other a lot.
Yeah.
And Daily Show was like, why don't you two run together if you like each other so much? What that was then I thought about it and I read some shit people were writing. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. It was JD Vance going like, this ship is sinking, but I want to run in 28. Mm-hmm. That's what that was.
Oh God, the fact that JD Vance thinks that he can like step into Donald Trump's shoes in 4 years.
See, I think a lot of people thought that it was going to be like, insane, like when Donald Trump debates.
Nope.
And instead,
You
it
can't
was just
capture
like
that lightning.
two people talking.
Yeah, it was a debate. I mean, it was barely a debate, but it was a presidential debate. Like,
There was several commentators who, after the fact, were like unironically, not jokingly, like JD Vance did a good idea as coming off as a normal person.
which is fucking insane.
like he normally isn't that normal.
Yeah,
like,
you saw
he
him
comes off a little bit like an alien who's pretending to be a human.
right. You saw him in his native habitat debate club.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, he was going to do better than the fucking weirdo we see in the streets. Like, the guy that
off the cuff
can't
from
buy a
JD
donut
Vance's-
properly.
Oh, God.
I thought that Tim Walz kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Like he did not look comfortable.
Well,
there at all.
And I'll say this: your first, like, they didn't. I mean, you can't call favoritism because like someone's first debate on a presidential stage ever, and you open up with like, "Hey, do you support bombing?" Like, like for something that happened 2 days ago. That's a hell of a way to do.
They did just jam on the gas.
Yeah, that was like I. That's a fucking hard question
and then they
to
wrap
start
it with like childcare.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a real de-escalation over the course of it.
From what I saw, like the approval rating for each of them, both jumped like double digits. After
it
that
did.
debate,
But
which
Vance
was
was
fucking scary.
it's scary, but Vance was so fucking low. Like it doubled.
He was negative.
Yeah, he was so it
was
doubled,
net
but he's only
negative,
like
but-
over the hump.
Yeah.
Like to me, it would have found a way to go lower because everything he said was a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they were like, "Well, you're lying," he said, "You said you're not going to fact check me,"
which was amazing.
Yep. And
which was also a lie because it's in the agreement that if something went on like it was going on, they would step in and be like, "Yo."
Yep.
Yeah.
And they did.
No, they said there's not going to be live fact checking.
Right.
They just give you
Like,
QR.
we already knew that was not true before we even started.
Fucking
so
stupid way they did it though.
I was impressed that they shut the mics off.
Well, here's a QR code. If something doesn't seem right, scan the QR code, and you can read on our website live fact checkers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that helps.
Them shutting the mics off was the funniest thing in the world to me. Not because they did it, but you heard Walz and Vance still arguing in the back,
and
as soon as she said the mics are off, nobody can hear you,
they just shut up.
Yeah, they turned off.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like, okay, we're gonna be people again.
Yeah.
And it was the most like glaring display of what American politics has become.
It was kind of glorious, though, that they were just straight up like, gentlemen, nobody can hear you.
Yeah.
The microphones have been turned
And
off.
I like the one
It
lady.
is nobody's turn to speak.
What did the
right
one
now.
lady say? She was like, "Thank you for explaining the democratic process." I was like, "That's amazing."
No, when
Yeah, it wasn't.
I was done when they asked Vance about a nationwide abortion ban, and his response is, "There's a girl close to me, you know. I love her, and years ago she had gotten pregnant and she had an abortion, and years after the fact, she told me, if I hadn't had that abortion, my life would have been ruined."
And then did not go on
Yeah.
to say, "Of course, I'll protect abortion rights."
Yeah,
I'm like, wait, are you giving a pro-abortion?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
He's not.
No.
Of course not. He doesn't give a shit.
Okay, he has personally called for a nationwide abortion ban several times.
Yep.
And when they'd ask him about it, he'd say, no, that's not what I did. You're being
100%
silly.
fucking is, bro.
Stop being silly.
Ridiculous.
When Walls straight up asked him, and this is the thing that everybody was talking about the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Was when he was like, "Did Donald Trump lose the election in 2020?" And he just didn't answer it. Mm-hmm. And Walls was like, "That's a damning non-answer."
Yeah.
And his response was, "No, you."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys keep, with the Russia. It's like, no, that's.
What
the
did
Russia.
he was like, did Kamala Harris censor people's rights?
He was
Like,
he
what
was criticizing her for censoring people who engage in misinformation.
I didn't
Like
Yeah, like him.
like
Yeah.
you, like that. You're talking about you, and I get that you're upset, like you're butthurt that somebody called you on it and said you're not allowed to do that. But like, you can't just stand on TV and be like, "I demand to be able to lie as much as I want."
Yeah.
I mean, he can, and
Yeah,
he
you
did,
absolutely
and he
can.
will, But
But guess what? You can't
everybody
be like
knows you're lying.
you can't be
though.
like fucking how dare you
Yeah,
call me on it.
yeah.
Whatever.
It doesn't censor you to have to face the repercussions of your own actions.
Yeah.
That's not what the First Amendment's for.
Yeah, that was him trying to get 2028 nomination because
Yep.
they may win, but they're not putting any more effort in to win. They traditionally, if they can fucking steal the vote, they'll do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing more they can do.
It's not like they can rein in their candidate.
Yeah, right.
Like, the thing that's damaging them the most is every time Donald Trump opens his mouth.
Exactly.
So, like,
Yeah, they could absolutely still win. So, and they can't do anything with their candidates. So,
and that's so
they kind of got what they got
fucking
right now.
disheartening.
It
Like,
is.
the fact that things are such a dumpster fire that it can be the way it is and still neck and neck.
I think one of the telling things this time around, though, is that, like, 10 years ago, 4 years ago even, when he had his central Pennsylvania rallies, he was selling out the 12,500, seat Giant Center.
Uh-huh.
When he has his rallies now, he can't even sell out, the 7,000 capacity farm show arena.
Well, he just had a rally in like a 750 seater somewhere.
And it wasn't even full.
No, and he was like truthing. I don't know what they call it when you
I think it's truthing.
truthing.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
He was
Words don't mean anything
He was
anymore.
truthing that like the Democrats kicked him out of a 50,000 seat building, so they had to go. Like, all right,
They
dude.
kicked you out of fucking Madison Square
Yeah.
Garden? Is that what you're saying?
50,000 is like more than Hershey arena or Hershey Park.
I feel like that's more than
stadium.
the population of Wyoming.
Like Hershey Park Stadium was like
that's a lot of people.
40,000, I think.
Is it?
At least that's what was there for the Foo Fighters when I was there. It was like 41 or something like that. So 10,000 people on top of the most people I've seen. That's what he was going to do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right.
Sure.
Whatever.
The continued obsession with his crowd sizes is really, really amusing, honestly. Like he was recently talking about I basically only get the things that Trump says now from like watching Daily Show clips on YouTube and shit like that. But he was recently talking about like, oh, you know, the people that you see leaving now. Like he was like at the thing watching people leave, and he's like, oh, the people that you see leaving now, and nobody leaves, and when they do, I wrap it up quickly. But
nobody leaves. They just walk up the stairs
and exit the building and get in their cars and drive home and vote for somebody else. Yeah. There's a distinction there. It's subtle but important. Oh, man.
I am currently at war with my rheumatologist.
Okay.
Didn't you like your rheumatologist?
I did.
Okay.
Huh.
And then a couple months ago, the office called me and were like, hey, your rheumatologist is going to be cutting her days down in the office. So she wants to give you to this other rheumatologist. And I was like, yeah, whatever. That's fine. When she gave me to that other rheumatologist, they didn't like change over my prescriptions.
So you had to go through getting all new ones and shit?
I'm still going through it.
Oh, my God.
Last week, I went on the Giant. Went on the Giant. I went on Giant's Pharmacy website, and I placed my refill.
Aww.
I went to pick it up the next day. Like, oh yeah, we couldn't fill this. I said, I have, another refill left on it, and they said, well, it wasn't cleared, and you're gonna have to call the the doctor's office and have them put it back through. So I'm like, huh, okay.
Well, and I'm assuming that the only prescriptions you're getting from a rheumatologist are like colchicine and allopurinol, right?
Yeah, it's just allopurinol at this point.
Okay. Like, if you're on it, you needed to be.
Yeah, a necessary daily medication.
Yeah.
Right. To prevent mind-shattering pain. Like,
yeah. I still had a couple left in the thing, so I'm like, all right, I'll just go home. I'll, get in touch with them, get this taken care of, and it'll be filled by the time this is empty. Well, I call, and their mailbox system's fucking up. So I call back, and I just try to go like straight through to the office, and no one's picking up the phone. So I go online like through UPMC, and I send a message to refill it. I'm just like, your voice box is not working. The office isn't picking up. Please send this through. Get a message back that says, automated message. It says this will be read in, 48 hours at the most.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm thinking, with it being the weekend, Monday Saturday and
they
Sunday
start
probably
counting
don't
Monday
count.
morning?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, wait till Tuesday. Still nothing. I go back into the Giant site. I try to just order it through again there because it still shows I have one refill. Giant kicked it back out again.
Oh my god.
Call the office again. No one's putting it through. Like it is a whole fucking issue right now, and nobody wants to talk to me.
Do you need some? Because I just got a refill. I got plenty to spare.
No, I'll be good. But I mean,
do you have enough?
No, I've been out for like 2 days now.
Well, let me give you some. Like, you gave me some colchicine when I was out.
I'm good, man.
All right.
But yeah, it's
just don't need any
annoying.
liver.
And it just makes me wonder, like, I still don't have an appointment with the new doctor until next Friday. And that was moved up from the one that was supposed to be in, like, November. So, I'd have been here without a prescription for, like, 3 months instead of potentially 2 weeks.
That could be bad.
Where's the office?
It's in the area. So, like, yeah, the next
just fucking walk in and be like, yo.
Like, hey.
Yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah,
It
I've
drives
been
me
without
crazy.
medication for a week now. Well, 2 weeks by that point, right?
Because when you go through those systems, they're like, well, from the time we send this in to the time it's filled, it's going to be like 72 hours.
Yeah.
Like, if I see a doctor and they write a prescription, it's ready in like 2 hours. So fucking fast track this shit.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
I know you can do it.
Yeah, there's no reason they can't.
There's no reason they wouldn't either.
Yeah.
It's not even like something that you could abuse in any way. It wouldn't be prescribed if you didn't need it.
Yeah.
Like, it's super weird.
Yeah.
And you gotta come to the conclusion at some point that they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
That's
and,
what
like,
it feels
don't
like.
become a doctor then.
Mm-hmm.
So many
Especially a
people.
specialist. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
So many people at these offices are just like flat out annoyed that you would come to see them. I'm not talking about the doctors themselves, but
But, like, the staff.
yeah, how dare you make them work to check you in for 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're very. That's a like nationally known bad health system. So I get, like, when there are like PBS documentaries about how your employees are fighting back against you because of your anti-worker, all the shit you've done,
Probably fucking up.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably not. I mean, no reason to take it out on the patient, but
Right.
like, they're probably not doing too hot themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my mom's doctor, when she got out of the hospital this last time, we had like we couldn't like we had an appointment, but we couldn't get it with her, or it wasn't with her doctor, but it was there. So I was like, all right, well, just maybe we'll see what's up. And they were like, yeah, they didn't like that she only worked 4 days a week or 3 days. So they were going to make her work 5 days a week. And she was like, 3 days a week, but they wanted her to work all 5. And she was like, no, I live an hour away. And she was,
That feels like a fair complaint.
yeah, so she was like working up nearer, closer to where she lives now or whatever. So they're probably fucking the doctors over too with shit.
No, it's all... not to get on a fucking soapbox or anything, but this is why healthcare and, like, basic necessities should not be privatized at all. That's so fucked. And this is what we get.
Yeah.
Which is why I can't take anybody seriously who claims they're libertarian anymore.
Yeah. Man,
Like, no, people are essentially good, and if you don't have to regulate the shit out of things for people to do the right thing. Well, maybe
It's
not
not
people
people.
in general, but
People
like
aren't the problem.
corporations
Yeah.
have a legal obligation to their shareholders, which means they don't give a fuck about their customers, who are sometimes patients.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No. Everybody, I heard a really great phrase the other day, and the gist of it was like, everybody's libertarian until the rain starts. Like,
Yeah.
talking about all the,
Until their house is on fire.
yeah, or I forget, it was a really
Something.
clever phrase. I forget what it was, but it was something like that.
Everyone's a libertarian until they actually understand what Ayn Rand was saying.
I have this one friend who likes to preach on his soapbox, So, if you're voting for one of the main two and you don't agree with them, you're throwing your vote away. A third-party system needs your vote. And it's like, yes,
Yeah.
ideally, if we had a 3-party system, it would be great.
Bro, I made that mistake myself.
Yeah,
It's
I made that mistake in grade school. They
Yeah.
did a mock election, and I voted for Ross Perot. Thing is, he won that mock election.
Ralph Nader won my class's election.
Yeah. Like, we don't actually want
we
a
don't
Democrat or a
have
Republican.
we don't have a 3-party system.
No, everybody else is railroaded out of having
Yeah.
any chance of
The
of actually
impossibility of having a 3rd-party candidate, like,
winning. Which again is why
it's
I'm
the
like,
illusion of choice, man.
like ranked choice voting sounds
Yeah.
great.
Ranked
Sounds
choice is
fucking
way
great.
better than
I'll pick who I really want, and then fucking Kamala Harris can sit underneath them.
yeah.
Yeah.
If that person doesn't get enough
Right.
support, then fine, give it to her, whatever. Just don't fucking give it to those people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
So long as I could say, yeah, I want this person most and that person before that guy,
Yeah.
and that matters, that's great. But don't fucking live in the illusion that they're a 3rd-party candidate is possible. Take it as from somebody that made that mistake and got us in this goddamn situation. Like,
Yeah. Even somebody who should be third party but is actually running for the nomination of one of the two main
Yeah,
parties
right.
can't make it. So
yeah, no, it's
I'm not a Bernie bro. I've never been like Bernie or bust, but like would have been nice.
yeah.
Would have been nice if they gave him a shot.
Yeah.
People didn't like Hillary Clinton even before the election.
No, but the right people liked Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the people who actually make the decisions, the shadow government,
Yeah, them.
the reptilians.
I wish we had reptilians.
It would make a lot of things make
Fucking
sense.
invade it and just end this shit already, please.
Every night I pray that David Icke is right.
Bring Nibiru out of the solar system. Just fucking crash it right on me.
Well, there's supposedly something heading towards us. And that analysis has shown that it is quote-unquote not natural in origin. No fucking idea what's going on there. Haven't really looked into it. Heard that and was like, hey, look, if we're all about to die, whatever, I just hope it's quick. Like, we don't really
That's all
deserve
we
to
can
make
really
it.
ask for.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
We have demonstrated that we don't have the responsibility as a species required to be running shit. So like, come what may, I just hope that people don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
Suffer we will.
Suffer the little children. I don't actually even know where that's from.
Jesus.
It's probably, I was going to say it's probably like a Christian thing.
It's in the Bible somewhere. Suffer the children, come unto me.
Yeah, that had to be.
I don't know that from the Bible. I know it from George Carlin repeating that because he was saying, like, he was talking about.
There's no better place to get your religious knowledge
That's-
than George Carlin. So.
Yeah. I think his point was like, he was like, suffer the children, come unto me. This is not what he was talking about in terms of Catholic priests.
Yeah. Ooh. Josh, if you want to pour one out for George Carlin on the floor, I will
Just
be
dump an
upset.
iced tea. Just dump an iced tea on your rug.
Pour the entire one out.
Can't even be mad about it.
Casey's like, what the fuck?
Well, we were talking about Carlin.
He's like,
She'll be
"All
like,
right."
oh.
Yeah.
No, she's like, well, what the fuck?
I don't care what you were talking about. There's tea all over the floor.
Yeah. Josh wanted to pour one out, but he didn't want to give up his tea, so he just pissed on the floor. Oh man!
She walks in. Why is the floor squishy? And why does it smell like piss here? The only explanation I can offer is, well,
George Carlin.
George Carlin. You can't get mad at George Carlin.
Certainly get mad at Josh, though.
Yep.
She's never here when you're over anyway, so what does it really matter at that point?
Have you guys gotten any vaccinations recently?
No.
I think I'm actually overdue for my flu shot.
Yeah. I have to, like, my job requires that I get the flu shot.
Yeah.
Every October, and since D just had COVID, I was like, yeah, I'll probably get both. Why not?
Yeah.
So we
Both at the same time? Oh, fun.
Ooh.
Did you get them in the same arm?
No.
Okay.
No. Old crazy eyes pharmacist and at the Rite Aid was like, I want to give you. I don't want to do both. Okay, lady, whatever you say. She was.
Why'd she sound like Polly?
She was an interesting pharmacist. That's all I have to say.
This fucking guy.
And she had the eyeballs that, like the.
A Muppet tried to
Yeah.
vaccine.
Yeah. She's,
I can't do them both the same.
Yeah, I don't
It's gonna hurt too much,
same.
Evil Kenny. I can't do it.
so yeah, Saturday we went and got our shots.
Polly doesn't listen to our show.
I don't think so.
I doubt
I
it.
don't think anybody knows where he is.
I found
I don't
him.
think anybody.
I found him a
listens to
couple
our
years
show.
back.
Yeah, I saw him a couple years ago, but I didn't contact him.
No, nobody contacted him. We just found his online profiles and verified he's alive.
He's still alive. Good to know.
Alive and very gray.
But
Yeah.
that's
He's
like
like
a
white.
couple years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Who
him
knows?
in
Who
a
knows?
while.
Who knows? Yeah, we don't know. Yeah, we got fucking rocked by those. Like, I don't know. We got them both at the same time, so I don't know which one did what. But we got them.
Just wiped you for days.
Well, we got Saturday morning. We got them, and then we're like, all right, we got shit we want to do, so let's do it now before this takes hold. So we ran around, did shopping and shit, and then we got home, and I was like, I'm tired. So she went up to bed. I laid on the couch, and I just bought some Star
It
Wars.
didn't even take till the next day. You're just like,
Well, I was just really exhausted, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, this happened. You know, I was like, this happens when I get the flu shot. Last couple, like the first year that, so work did not require it. When it was just the mental hospital,
oh, okay.
and then they changed our insurance, and they did require it.
Oh.
And whole IT department was sick because none of us were getting it. And then it was like, all right,
And you all found out at the same time that you had to go get it, so
Yeah.
you just went and got
whole
it.
IT department got sick.
Yeah.
So we staggered it the next, and then when we became part of the larger system we are now, that's when it was like, yeah, we require it too. So every October I have to get it, and I've been fucking fine ever since. Like, maybe I get tired that night. Nothing. But I got, like, we went, did some running around. I got some Star Wars books, and I was like, I'm going to lay on the couch and read this. I'll come up and, like, I put my earbuds in because I can't read if there's talking. Like, music, I'm fine. White noise, talking distracts me.
Okay.
And I was like, starting it. I was out.
Ooh.
Like, I was all fucking psyched, right? So what I got the Shadows of the Empire novel because I was hyped. Because I know it was a multimedia thing. It wasn't just that N64 game.
Yeah.
That was LucasArts. Like, hey, we're gonna do a movie without a movie. And I was like, I never experienced anything other than the video game and the toys. Let me do this. So I was like, I queued
I
up.
feel like the not to like sidetrack us too much, but I feel like the storyline in Shadows of the Empire, the game, did feel a little disjointed.
It's basically not the main character. We're following this character that weaves in and out of the story. That's
okay.
what it is.
Got it.
So it's like they did a soundtrack, a movie, a toy line, or not?
They did a soundtrack? Oh,
Yeah.
was it the soundtrack to the game?
It's what they built the game soundtrack out of, but it's like a legitimate
Oh, great! Like they did a score.
score for a movie that doesn't for a book video game.
Was it John Williams?
No.
Okay.
No. I have it on vinyl too. Like
Wow.
they put it out on vinyl like randomly a couple years ago.
Interesting.
I was like, yeah, I'll get that shit. So I was like, I got the book. Like, I never read the comics. Never read all I ever had was the video game and the toys. So like, I want to see what do this. Cracked the book, put the soundtrack on, fucking fell asleep. I woke up and I'm like, I like thought I dozed off for a couple minutes, and I woke up and I hear like Hans Zimmer and like the Dark Knight soundtrack. I was like,
I feel like some time.
Yeah, I may have lost some time. And then
I slept too long.
and then we were fucking down for the count that next day.
Oh man.
Yeah, that white, like my arm, I couldn't lift my. This is the arm I got the COVID shot in, and I couldn't move it.
Damn.
So I don't. And one of my coworkers said the flu shot kicked his ass. So I don't know if like COVID just fucked my arm up, and the flu shot fucked the rest of me up, or whatever. Whew. Man, that thing was a motherfucker this year.
Here on the googly eyes is right.
Yeah.
She knew she had that premium blend.
Yeah.
When I got the very last time that I got the flu shot and the COVID shot at the same time, they were like, "Do you want to do it in different arms?" And I'm like, I mean, honestly, I need my right arm for work because I'm using a mouse all day.
Yeah.
So like, no, let's just do them both in the left arm. And they were like, "Are you sure?" And at that point, I should have been like, "You tell me.
Yeah.
Am I sure?
Is this a bad idea?"
But what I said was, "Yeah, fuck it." That was the wrong thing to say. And yeah, no, that arm was completely useless for several days.
Oh, so bad. And fuck my sleep all up. Just give me a kick my ass.
I guess it's better than getting it. But
yeah.
Still.
Right. It's just, I mean,
Sucks.
by like 11 a.m. I felt fine on that Monday.
Yeah.
Sunday just whew. We were we're over this way doing some errands and shit because I needed new sneakers and she had a coupon for that DSW store.
Okay.
And I wanted to stop at Second and Charles to get the book, so instead of going to Lancaster, we came over this way. And what's up with Capital City Mall? Like, why is that on a random Saturday? Why was it like walking into 1997 Mall?
Like
it was
really actually busy?
Packed. It was fucking packed.
I could not explain that if I tried.
I have no idea what was happening.
I've been to that mall maybe 3 or 4 times since I moved over here, like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Never been anybody there.
Yeah,
except for the employees.
I thought it was closing.
I mean, all the other ones
surprised me to hear.
All the other malls are closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was legit. Like the food court there, we went to go use the bathroom, and I was standing waiting for her to come around. I'm looking around. I'm like, there's like 2 or 3 free tables.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening.
It's a fairly sizable food court too. It's not like a little rinky dink.
No, it's
Party was bumping.
yeah.
Oh.
City of Compton.
And then we we left there. Where do we go next?
The only time I've seen, and when I say in recent years, I mean like in the last like 15 years.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen a large number of people at the mall has been when they were having like a sports card.
Yeah,
like little mini sports card convention,
right,
in like the atrium area or something.
Yeah, even over here on the Pike, we came over to Wegmans. That was packed too. That makes more sense.
That does make more sense. Everybody needs groceries. Nobody needs to go to fucking JCPenney.
Yeah, I
don't even know what's in that mall anymore.
Wegmans doesn't have. They don't have like the hot bar anymore.
No.
No, like I was like, we went
to their hot bar.
Yeah, I was like, we went to the Giant that has a Salad Works in it over by Barnes and Noble, whatever that area is called. And like we walked in and she goes, this is like a Wegmans. And I go, yeah. And I was like, why don't we go to Wegmans? And she's like, that's a good idea. Because I immediately was like, I want some of that like Indian food and shit. Like,
that's what I was thinking too when you said hot bar.
No,
because like
they don't have any of that.
For anybody who doesn't have a Wegmans near them, like you could go to the Wegmans hot bar and it's like 3 different lines of hot food, and you could get like barbecue wings, fucking like saag paneer,
Yeah.
and like a cup of like squash soup or something. Like,
Yeah.
like all kinds of shit. No,
nothing.
Huh.
And we ended up just getting like sushi from the
Oh, the
sushi.
sushi.
Yeah,
like,
it was really good, but they didn't like there was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like they usually have like a pretty decent selection of things you can choose from.
Yeah. When we were
Just sandwiches and sushi,
it was like
and maybe soup.
the pizza place
Okay.
up front you could get, and the sandwiches and the salads, but everything else was just what was put out in the little cooler thing. I don't know what that was about. I was we were in the shoe store. I was walking, and Dee wanted to go look at something, and I just hear, "Sir, sir, sir." I was like, "Oh, that must be me," and I turned around.
I'm not used to sir being me, but
Yeah,
must be
and I was
me.
like, I can't imagine why this young punk wants to talk to me. And he was like, "Your shirt is sick." And Dee was like, like again.
What shirt was it?
The zombie Holocaust. And we're just standing in the middle of the shoe department store having a discussion about Argento, and she just walks away. She's like, "Oh God, okay."
Did they know about Argento already? Like
He
they
brought him up.
recognized it?
Yeah, he brought it
Okay.
up. Yeah, he brought him up. He was like, "Are you Romero or Argento?" I was like, "Probably Argento." I was like, I the styles, that particular pairing, I'm going Argento.
Who directed Return of the Living Dead?
Dan O'Bannon.
Okay, I'm an O'Bannon zombie guy.
That's
just
that shit-
the most
yeah.
solid zombie
Yeah,
film that's
I
ever
mean,
been made. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
agreed.
But if it's down to Argento or Romero, probably Argento.
Yeah.
Just like overall. My favorite. I'm gonna drag this part of the conversation out way too much, but my favorite Romero film, I would probably say that I like more than all of Argento's films, but overall quality level, like I don't like all of the Romero ones.
Yeah.
By a long shot. So
I don't know. Having recently watched The Crazies, I can say I don't think there's other than whatever those Last Dead movies were. They were awful.
Bad is what they
could-
were.
Yeah, they were
we could
fucking
just,
terrible.
Like, not even
Yeah, if we ignore
acknowledge
those, out of everything I've seen, I can't say I've watched one that I say is low quality, except for that. Like,
I'm counting the
barring
the
that
newer ones.
garbage.
Yeah, I'm counting those
Complete
when I
garbage.
talk about
Yeah.
the Romero films. Even the one that I would consider my favorite Romero film, I don't think most Romero fans would back me up on, because Day of the Dead is my favorite Romero zombie film.
I really like Day.
Yeah, I think Day of the Dead's the reason I didn't watch horror movies till it was a making of featurette where they showed how they ripped
It wasn't
that.
even the movie.
No,
it
it was on
of.
like HBO. I saw how like when they ripped Lieutenant whatever in half.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Yeah, it was, and they showed how they did it.
And that was scary enough.
But like just the image was too much for me as a kid. Like I was just like, well, sure, it's not real, but I can't handle seeing that.
This is not for me.
And now
my
I'm like-
brain has not
Yeah,
formed to the point
once,
where I
yeah,
can
once
handle
I
that.
hit adulthood, I was like, oh no, shit, man, shit.
Oh hell yeah, fuck yeah!
Rip that
is
fucker in
great.
half.
I had such a weird relationship with horror.
Like as a kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I loved Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But-
Oh yeah,
but
same.
Little Monsters was too scary for me.
And it's weird because like Ghostbusters is legitimately a horror movie. Like it's a horror comedy, and it's a very very funny horror comedy, but like it's scary.
Yeah.
But also Little Monsters though. That they
Yeah, I remember being a little not comfortable with Little Monsters.
it was supposed to be a horror-ish movie that like the whole family could enjoy, but they did go a little overboard conceptually a lot of the time. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I feel like I was afraid of the wrong movie. So, like, Little Monsters,
Brave Little Toaster.
That scared the shit out of me.
I never saw
That magnet?
Brave Little Toaster.
Fucking, I don't even
Highly
remember.
recommend it. It's on the Plex if you want to watch it.
That magnet? Is that what was terrifying? I just remember not being like, I'm not into that.
There were other things I feel like too. Like
I don't remember watching. I know I've seen it, and I remember the magnet in the dump or the
like the junkyard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Trash field. Nobody calls it a trash field.
Like, I know it's more than one syllable, so dump doesn't work. Trash field's not a thing.
You know, another one that scared the shit out of me? Troll 2.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
didn't see that.
Troll 2?
Troll 2.
I didn't.
Okay, I don't know about Troll 2. Troll 1 scared the shit out
I
of
used to have fucking nightmares about, like, at the end of the movie when they come out in the kitchen and, like, you know, they got all the green shit, like, poured over the body parts. And
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why, because I know that it's the worst movie ever.
Like, what kind of age are we talking?
Ghoulies go to college. I would have probably been, like, 9, 10.
So, 9, 10 years old, that whole movie has an uncanny valley to it that I could see the combination of just the general something's not right about this movie plus the imagery and the creepiness of what was going on in the last part of the movie. I could see it.
One thing that I've noticed, like with the advent of like the 4K actual restorations of terrible movies.
Yeah. Which is weird that it's even happening.
I love it. I fucking love it.
So good.
Please remaster everything.
The fact that Killer Clowns from Outer Space got a Blu-ray release, even like a 1080p transfer, like that's amazing.
Yeah, I absolutely love having.
Not that that's a horrible movie, but
having a movie I can like legitimately watch it and it looks like film, no compromises. I love it, but there's so much where I'm like, okay, if this is the lasting version of this movie, it's not doing the movie any favors because
I can see all the sins.
Yes,
yeah.
I think from a historical aspect, it's great, but like I think some movies were probably meant to be watched on a VHS tape. A lot of this,
at best, Laserdisc.
Yeah, sure.
Like, not quite DVD quality. Yeah,
like most of this stuff.
Those kind of movies didn't generally get a Laserdisc.
Yeah, exactly.
Release,
Yeah, exactly. Like
those discs were like $80 to $100. Nobody was paying that for Street Trash.
Yeah,
Street Trash got a Laserdisc.
Yeah, it did get
release.
a Laserdisc, right?
Oh, 2 of them actually.
Like but see, Street Trash, while it is. I'm not gonna say anything. Street Trash is. But
it is. That's a
it's
movie.
competently made.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like where it's just like, okay, they had one day to get this and they got what they got, which is what I see in a lot of this. Like the movie I talked about last week where there was a rape scene where clearly they didn't take the victim's clothes off.
Yeah. But you couldn't tell in the lower resolution.
Yeah, I bet you probably couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell now.
Okay. Yeah, you're not really doing the movie any favors there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe.
The guy I was talking to in the shoe store, though, I got so excited for like half a second because he was like, I saw your hat. And I was like, oh. And it was my Blitz.
You're like, which hat am I
wearing?
wearing?
I took it off and looked. And I was like, oh shit, I'm wearing my Blitzkid hat. And he was like, did you see Last Voyage of the Demeter? I was like, oh, he just saw Nosferatu too.
Oh.
I got so bummed.
Because, like, I would think with Cancer Slug going as well as they are in York that
maybe
someone in the area is aware.
Yeah.
I have seen precisely one Blitzkid shirt in the wild once.
Yeah?
That's it.
I don't think
Just
I ever
one.
have.
Yeah.
Aside
I
from, like,
haven't.
at a Blitzkid show.
Just one time I saw a guy.
Did I ever tell you about the cam girl that I saw wearing a Creature Feature t-shirt?
Yeah. And
I'm
she
like,
got out like a
it was in
donation
a thrift
bin.
store.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm like, dude, that's a sick shirt. Do you like Creature Feature? I've never actually met anybody else aside from other horror punk fans that I know personally who have even heard of Creature Feature, and most of them aren't huge fans. So, like, that's great that you have that. And she's like, is this a band? And I'm like, fuck, you're not getting any more tips out of me.
Well, it turns out, like, she was actually in the band.
Yeah, right.
She was just like, I just don't want
fucking with me.
I just don't want someone to recognize me for my cam work.
I don't know. I think there's only one dude in that band at this point. And also, like, the fucking luck to
just
come up with something like
that
at a thrift store.
I thought it was fucking wild when I came across 5 Cellars Below at Disco Round one time.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I
That is
had
kinda
it.
Wild.
Obviously, I had it, but I had to fucking, like, get it imported or some shit. I don't remember how we had to get that, but...
was it a CD?
Yeah. I was just like, wow. How did this get here?
Pretty fucking cool.
I remember.
Can I see your donation records, please? I would like to meet this person.
Can you just give me their phone number?
I remember finding a horror punk cam girl, and then out of the blue, she showed up at the Trial.
Yeah, I remember you saying she was there.
I was like, guys, that's her.
Oh shit! You didn't talk to her.
No.
That could be.
She was
awkward.
like taller than me.
That's intimidating.
That shit caught me off guard.
That's intimidating for Josh. Real intimidating for us.
Yeah, we can't even see that.
But
all we saw
also-
is pussy and then clouds.
Yeah. Pussy, and then she's just walking around puss out.
It's like one of the monsters in the mist. Just legs walking through the woods.
Ooh, that's one to rewatch. I haven't thought about the mist in a while.
However, I'm self-aware enough to realize that just because you see someone naked online doesn't mean they're going to interact with you in public.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to walk up and be like, hey, I saw you on a porn site. And then wait for a response.
Yeah, like what?
Like,
what
hey,
is?
fancy meeting you here. And she's like, do I know you? No, but I've jerked off to you a couple times. Ooh.
No, but you put your toes on the camera and told me how stinky your feet were.
I paid you to do it. That really doesn't make me want to talk to you right now.
And even if you do, like, even if you got a stoked reaction, like, oh shit, that's awesome, I'd be like, okay, now I'm going, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to be weird no matter what.
yeah, so don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, high five, you saw my asshole.
They say never meet your heroes, never meet your cam models. Don't meet them.
No, they'll make you drive to fucking Wilkes-Barre to help them move and then tell you to go home.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, man, I was bummed. I don't even know what I would like if somebody was like, "Hey, I really like Blitzkid." I would just be like, "Yeah." Like I don't even know how to have that conversation.
Yeah. It's like, oh, cool. I don't know how to talk about them without sounding like I'm
Yeah, I know them a little too well
trying
to
to be
talk.
like too cool.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like or like telling
Like
them
if somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh, I really like The Hidden," I couldn't be like, "Oh, I'm on a podcast with those guys."
Yeah. It'd just be like, yeah,
You're on the release.
That's true. I pressed one of the releases.
Yeah.
Well, the only actual
the release.
physical release. Yeah.
I'd be like, do you like Trace of a Stranger? Yeah. Do you have the original release in the cardboard with the orange writing? No. Well, if you do, in the liner notes, there's a band called The Hidden. I'm in that band. It's pretty cool.
If you track down this $150 CD,
yeah, exactly,
and look at the liner notes, you'll see something mentioned that nobody else knows what it is either.
Yeah.
That's me.
The kid's like, CD, old fucker walks right. I'm like, Blitzkid's older than me.
They start telling you what Spotify is.
Yeah. The kid
Like,
starts.
there's this thing called Apple Music.
Yeah, and
Liner notes.
What's a liner?
And it's such an awkward situation where I just go along with some kid explaining how to use Spotify.
What's that website again?
Yeah.
Do I need the HTTP?
Is it HTTP or HTTPS? Because I heard that there's a difference.
And then my wife's like, what was that all about? I was like, he was telling me how to use Spotify. She's like, but you shut up.
We don't need to go there.
And we're walking out of the mall, and I see him like, hey, I'm going to go to that website.
Spot Scoop?
Spot pies, right?
Ooh, honey, can we get pies?
Yo. So we went after the mall.
See? Am I on the fucking wavelength?
After we got our lunch at Wegmans, she's been hyped for crumble cookies.
Okay.
A year and a half now. Because there's going to be one coming in over at the Target by Middletown.
Okay.
Every week she looks at what their cookies are. Never had it. My wife she's into sweets. She was hyped. We're gonna get crumble cookies, and she's looking at this week's release, and she's like, "I don't want to waste." Basically saying, "I don't want to waste my crumble virginity on these cookies." I'm like,
that's self-control.
yeah.
Right there.
Well, she was like, I'm like, well, I want dessert, and we passed nothing bundt cakes. Have you had nothing bundt cakes?
I have heard about it.
Yo.
I have heard that it doesn't sound like it's a place even worth going.
Oh, it is so.
They're like, oh, I know what we should do. We
Yeah.
should open up a store that only sells.
I know.
bundt
That was
cakes.
my first reaction.
What the fuck is that? But like, apparently their
Oh my
cakes are
God.
amazing.
There's one on 22 beside the Hobby Lobby, and then there's one over here. We went to the Hobby Lobby one, and they had a strawberry Pop-Tart bundt cake. That it was
Look,
real.
strawberry Pop-Tarts aren't even my favorite Pop-Tarts,
It was-
but I'd eat it.
it was
That
really
sounds
just-
great.
It was really just like a strawberry frosted bundt cake with strawberry filling, and it had like one of those little Pop-Tart bites on top.
Oh, okay.
But it was fantastic. This time she got a pumpkin. It was basically a pumpkin roll, but it was bundt cake.
Oh.
And I got the apple cinnamon or something like that. And then we went to
Those are both some pretty basic bitch options, but I bet they're good.
the Starbucks, got our drinks, and there was a priest in there. And I swear he blessed the car as he walked by, because holy shit, that was a religion. That cake was so fucking good.
It's like apple cinnamon cake.
Well, it was apple, and it had like the
Oh my god, birds! We're trying to hear about cake.
yeah, hanging upside down, giving me shit.
No, not the band, the food. I know you're not allowed to have cake.
It had like did it have apple chunks? It had like the apples in the.
You were so enraptured you don't even remember if it had fruit in it.
I think it had to have. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been apple. So it was like the apple pie filling in the
It's
center.
like applesauce or
In
something.
the center with with the chunks of apples and syrup,
Okay.
and then it was the bundt cake, and then it was like the cream cheese icing, and with a cinnamony drizzle over it. Oh my fucking god, it was so good.
One of my coworkers was telling me about how she and her fiance have been back there several times.
It is really
Did not
good.
expect
No.
much from the first visit, but like kept going back.
It is so
And
good.
she said apparently they've got like buy one get one coupons
Yeah.
in the
In the receipt.
shopper, the clipper or whatever.
It's just
Oh,
on,
it's on
it
the
was just on a receipt. Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay.
we got the receipt, and all she had to do was fill out the survey. Buy one, get one.
Oh, you guys got to buy them separately next time. So
Get
you both
two.
get.
Yeah, exactly.
And buy two get two.
Yeah.
Then you got 4 bunt cakes, and I don't know what the fuck you think you're gonna do with 4 bunt cakes, but they're small though, right?
Yeah, it's like a single. Like
It's a personal pancake.
Yes, it's like a
Not
personal
cake,
bunt cake.
not a pancake, but
They call them buntinis.
buntini. That's adorable.
Yeah.
That sounds like an alcoholic beverage. Though,
Sure does.
I can't eat cute food. That's too fucking cute. Make it ugly.
My doctor told me I gotta cut back on the cute food.
carve a swastika.
Too ugly.
Well, now I really can't eat it. That's fucked up. Before it was just too cute. Now I'm gonna feel anti-Semitic. Shit. Yeah, no, we should really check that out, though. That's 2 people that I've had
It's
highly
really
recommended.
good. It's really good.
Speaking of sugary food, like I've been trying to be really good about like not eating a whole lot of processed sugar.
Yeah.
Because my doctor's like, well, you're diabetic.
Right.
And then the next time I came in, she's like, okay, so you're pre-diabetic. And I'm like, all right, that's a huge downgrade, but at the same time, like, not going to fuck around with it.
Yeah,
Still on the edge.
Still not the good window to be in.
Yeah.
A correctable window, at least.
Yeah.
I got a little bit lax since my last appointment with my doctor, and I got my blood work done yesterday and got the results and looked in the portal because I'm a masochist.
Yeah,
Like,
of
I could have
course.
just waited until my appointment and have her tell me, but
I gotta get blood work. Actually, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, me too.
that's what happened to me too. One of my coworkers on Slack was like, "Oh shit, guys, I forgot I need to go get blood drawn. Like I have to leave for like an hour." And we were all like, "Okay, whatever." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I was supposed to do that today.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it tomorrow."
Yeah.
I've been a little bit lax about it. Not like just fucking pounding tasty cakes or anything, but like just not being on top of it as much as I had been. My average glucose still went down, and I'm like, I wish it hadn't.
Right, because that would have been
gone up. Because then it would have scared me straight again.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, well, shit. What else can I get away with? I'm gonna eat a whole fucking butt cake.
Yeah, right. Well, they have even smaller ones. They have like cupcake sized bun cakes. Maybe just get 2 of them.
Maybe.
I've been having like the bad health anxiety lately. Like the last 2 weeks, man, my fucking. I don't want to say my liver and my spleen because I don't know
My neck, my
what
back,
actually
my liver, my spleen.
but like those fucking areas, man, they just fucking ache
Like
and
tender.
throb.
Yeah, that
Like
sucks.
normally my liver would just kind of sting every now and then, but this is like this throbbing, dull, like pounding feeling. And it hasn't been so bad the last few days, so I'm just hoping like whatever it was kind of a flare. But there is like it starts like seeping in where you're like, is something really wrong? Am I past the point of no return?
And when you're not thinking about anything else, that thought wedges its
Yeah.
way in there. Yeah.
That happened when I a couple years back when I went to the hospital for chest pains. It was started as just like a pain over my heart-ish area.
Yeah. Just like a general.
Just like a general kind of. And I always tell Dee, like, doctors have told us, like, if she's worried about her heart, like, people don't have heart attacks for like 5 hours. Like, it's an attack. It's not a prolongated.
not a chronic condition.
Yeah, and I had chest pain for, I don't know, 3-4 days.
Yeah.
And it was just getting worse, and that's why I went to the ER. Nothing. It was just like pain, chest wall pain, which is like, I guess, a thing.
Yeah.
I would get pain in the chest, and I found out it was esophageal spasm.
Yeah.
Because they're like, try drinking some water. If it immediately goes away when you drink some water, it's just your esophagus having a spasm. And I'm like, well, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
What can I do? You can't do anything about
Drink water.
it. Yeah, drink some water.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, like that. And that shit, I mean, that lasted for. Even after it happens, and like, it'll hurt for a day or two. And it's all up here at that point.
Yeah.
You know, like.
But you can't stop.
Like, a pain
yourself
there.
from thinking,
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Yeah.
A
Is
pain
this-
there. And I'm real, after what D went through, I'm very, very sensitive to it.
Yeah.
So anything, arm, left arm, anything heart related,
I'll
I'm
tell
like,
you what. When you
oh God,
told
it's my time.
When you told us that D had a heart attack, you did it the exact right way. Because the text message started with, she's fine.
Yeah.
But.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my... I did the wrong thing because I read that and went, oh my God, D had a heart attack. And Casey went, oh my God, is she okay? And I'm like, she's fine, and I'm really sorry
Yeah.
for delivering it like that because Ken said that first, and I should have done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime now, it's just like, oh God.
Yep, this is it.
Yep.
This is the big one. Coming to join you, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
Damn, it sounded off.
I know, I get it. I get it, baby. I get it. I don't actually know why you're screaming. I'm just saying I do so you'll shut up. Why? Why?
Last couple days, like, I've noticed this weird twitch, and it's one of these things where I'm thinking, like, am I actually noticing it, or is it just something
Anxiety,
that...
yeah.
Because, like, and it's not like I'll be, like, or anything like that. Like, I might sit here and finger just, like, might tap, like, once. And I'll be like, did I do that? did I tell myself to do that?
Yeah.
Or is something wrong that, like, one of my nerves is, like, fired off and was, like, fucking twitch? And it's not even, like, that violent.
Right.
Or anything.
Yeah.
Or am I
just a
fucked up
subtle thing.
that I told myself, but my memory's fucked up that I can't remember? I told myself
Yeah,
to lift my finger.
And it just fucking, like, roots in the
Yeah.
back of your head then.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
obsess over it and get
Yeah.
yourself all stressed out, and that makes it worse.
It's like, is this something else I have to tell a doctor about?
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it's probably best to bring it up to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually don't. Just because I'm relatively sure they're going to blow it off.
Yeah,
But
right. That's one thing I can say about my doctor is he does not do that. Now, I think he goes overboard. But,
he's a little too cautious.
well, no. One thing I've noticed about, and he's not pushy, but his first thought is, let me give you some drugs for that.
Okay.
Yeah, like he must get serious kickbacks. Like he's like, you're 30, you want Viagra? Like it was that plain.
30?
Or you're 40 now.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like, just see you turn 40. Do you need a Viagra of it? I'm
And
like,
you know when you turn 40, your dick stops
yeah, I'm
working.
like, no, I think I'm good. Like,
Alright.
I mean, I'll let you know, but no, I don't think I've used it since I've turned 40 officially. So I don't know. I don't know what hour I was born, but dick worked the day of.
It worked last time I checked.
yeah.
It's been in storage for a while, but last time I checked, it was working.
Yeah, he is very quick to want to prescribe something.
Huh.
He tried to get me on that Ozempic train right out the gate.
Oh.
Right out the gate, he tried to get me on there.
Well, I'm glad
He was
you
like-
didn't do that.
He was just like, yo, you got to check this shit out. See if your insurance will pay for this. I'm like,
Or
So when
and it was
saw,
a fucking follow-up, too. It wasn't just like, hey, check this. It was like, here, go talk to your insurance and your pharmacist, and then in 2 months we'll talk about this. God damn, he's going to bring it up.
when I last saw my doctor, and I'm glowing reviews to my doctor because it blows my mind that, like, it blows my mind that he's a good doctor because I just assumed Dr. Patel was a standard. Like, everyone has a bad doctor. You know, sure, I get some crazy stories out of him, but
like he's
What-
fucking with your health.
yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
But no, my thought was like, well, if I went to another doctor, they would be the same way, except I wouldn't get crazy stories.
They might have a different accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
not every doctor is going to tell you to chase your soup.
Nope. My doctor has literally never told me to chase soup.
Yeah.
I mean, like, one appointment with my new doctor will be like 40 minutes long. 40 minutes is like 3 years of appointments total
Yeah.
with Dr. tell.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that, like, I go in there and this doctor goes over, like, okay, you had this test, this test, this test. Do we have an explanation for this? All right, no reason, like, go off on that tangent, but the last time I saw him, brought up Ozempic. And I was like, I've lost weight before. I'm pretty sure I can handle it, but okay, if you think it's a route, maybe I'll consider it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, 2 weeks ago, I sent him a message, and I'm like, all right, I'll try this out if you think it's best.
Like, if that's your recommendation.
Yeah. So he calls it in to the pharmacy. Never hear back from the pharmacy. I go to the pharmacy to pick it up. It's more of the shit that I've been dealing with the allopurinol, except this was before that. I just didn't think to bring it up. They're like, yeah, your insurance bounced it back to your doctor, and now your doctor has to give them a reason why, so you're going to have to talk to your doctor about this and make sure the wheels are in motion. And at that point, I'm just not going to.
Yeah.
Like, I'll handle it myself, but it is one of those fucking annoying things. Like, I don't know why they're coming out with these medicines and insurances are like, no, we're not going to fucking cover them.
Well, would you rather
pay anything?
I mean, would you rather these people lose weight and the possibly other drugs you're charging them for?
Fair.
Or would you rather just continue the revenue stream of the known quantity you have?
Well, the insurance company's not making the drugs.
No, they're not, but they're also making money off the other treatments you're getting that are caused by... They're billing for the treatments you're getting that may be caused by people with weight issues. You know what I mean?
Well, no, the only money that
the
insurance company is
comorbidities.
the premium. Like the doctor.
Well, no, the insurance company bills... Or, no, the doctors bill...
The doctors bill the insurance. Yeah. But, like, the insurance company doesn't want to pay out anything.
Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
thinking...
problem.
I missed the step. Yeah.
Which is weird to me because, like, cover the problem before it's a larger problem.
Yeah.
And it's
Then
going
you
to
pay
cost
more.
you more
Yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
saving money by taking care of it when you can.
I imagine... It seems like one of those things that eventually it's just going to be the fix for America's fat problem.
Oh.
Like, eventually there's going to be a tide change, and it's just going to be a thing that everybody takes, that even if they shouldn't.
I mean, the alternative to that is to, like, make sure that people can get the education and the resources they need to actually afford the food that's healthier for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, rely on people.
Gee,
to,
let's
like,
just
keep
give them.
themselves to
Let's just
that.
give them a pill.
Like
Or not pill,
we've
it's a
just
shot,
had
but-
burgers crammed down our throats for so many decades.
Exactly.
At this point.
I was raised to eat told to eat like 6 potatoes a day.
Yeah.
That's what that pyramid told me.
And now
So-
they're like, potatoes are one of the worst things you could possibly eat.
Dude, like, seriously, the fucking... You should be eating an entire loaf of bread every day. Really? Should I? That seems kind of nuts.
Yeah, it does, but damn. I love putting things between 2 pieces of bread and eating them.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's for sure good. I've been at least doing the, like, sprouted whole grain seed bread.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Honestly, I like it better. than the
Yeah, me
white
too.
bread at this
Absolutely.
point. So
Yeah.
You gotta get Dave's bread.
Dave's is good. I love
Dave's.
Dave's. Love Dave's.
it's just like $50 a loaf, though.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get Dave's bread.
But you know what I've realized with Dave's? That shit does not mold.
It does last.
It takes forever to...
Whereas the equivalent that you get at Aldi
Yeah.
for like $4 a loaf,
Yeah.
it's
I don't...
not as soft
Yeah.
as Dave's. It's not as good. Like, it doesn't have the moisture content and all that. And yeah, it'll go a week maybe, and
Yeah.
then it's just
done.
mold.
Yeah. We were... You remember that store on... Fuck. Dairy Street. that was just bread.
The day old comes.
The day, yeah. Like that's how much.
Yep.
That's how ingrained in like an 80s and 90s culture bread was. Like it was just
a bread store.
There was so much bread that everybody needed it. So that place just sold bread. Like, hey, you didn't get yesterday's bread? Come here, we got it for you.
That's a lot of words for like what I think actually happens in the bread store. Just imagine you go in there and they say bread, and you say bread,
and they go, okay, bread.
No, not even an okay.
Oh, just bread.
Bread.
As they hand you
one
the
bread.
Loaf. Yeah. Oh, bread.
They pick up one kind of bread. Bread. Yeah. Huh? Bread.
Oh yeah, like the only other
not even a no, just a negative grunt.
Yeah, the only other
bread.
like you maybe you can get a number. 3 breads.
Yeah. bread. It's like a horse counting with a tooth.
It's like Mandarin, where like the tone you use means something completely different.
Yeah.
Like getting a whole wheat and a marble rye are the same word, but 2 completely different inflections.
Yeah. Bread.
Bread.
Did you ever make something and you're like, damn, that's good, and then you ate it for a couple days and you're like, I never want to eat this again? I did that with found a recipe for like deli style tuna salad. It was really good, like fucking spot on, and ate it. But like
it's probably just like tuna and mayonnaise for the most part, right?
I mean, for the most part, the secret ingredient was soy sauce instead of salt.
Oh, okay.
Soy sauce instead of salt.
Yeah. Bread. And then you crush up crackers to soak all the juice up. And that makes it that paste.
Ah.
Yeah. It was so good. And then I made it and I ate it all week. And I was like, I'm going to wait 3 years minimum before I make that again. Wow. I'm disgusted by it.
I do want to mention something that Casey made recently. Sometimes Casey will just make a baked mac and cheese because it's a fairly easy thing to make. Mm-hmm. She does go the like bechamel route where she makes like a bechamel sauce and then throws a bunch of cheese in it.
What's
and
a bechamel?
It's like you make like a roux with like flour and butter, and then you add like milk and like it's just a couple more steps to make a cheese sauce basically. It does increase the quality of the cheese sauce.
She made mac and cheese when we shot Harvester.
Yes.
That shit was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I got a baseline.
It's not often that she does it, but sometimes she makes French onion mac and cheese, where she'll take a shitload of onions and caramelize them down, and then put those in there. And I think she might like put beef stock in the sauce, and like she might even like cook the noodles in like a beef stock. It's very good. Recently she decided, normally I just put breadcrumbs on this, but I'm actually gonna buy some garlic bread and blitz it up in the food processor until it's breadcrumbs, and then put that on top of that.
I am hearing this entire conversation as a Misfit song, She. Because we said she like 3 million times in 2 minutes.
She buys some breadcrumbs.
She makes big macaroni.
She buys garlic bread.
I'll tell you what, though, the garlic breadcrumbs, game changer. Fucking
bet.
Amazing. She
I
was
bet.
like, I will never.
I bet.
I will never use just regular breadcrumbs for mac and cheese again. It's gonna be garlic bread every time. I'm like, yeah, do it.
Yeah, please. Garlic bread is normally the correct choice.
Yes. Yeah. It's so rarely not. Yeah.
There's a picture online of like 2 girls standing next to each other, and one of them has massive tits and the other one's just like normal tits, and one of them's labeled bread and the other garlic bread. It cracks me up every time I see it.
Like when I was
I can't be like, no.
Right. Yeah.
No, you're right.
You're right. When I was a kid, growing up, we would usually just have like buttered bread with spaghetti.
Really?
Yeah, it would just butter bread. Sometimes.
I wonder you're an atheist.
No, that was something we had too.
You've never seen God.
It was just normal to have butter bread, and I would put the spaghetti on the butter bread too, and make a little spaghetti sandwich.
No, I've done a spaghetti sandwich.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would instead butter the bread, put garlic powder on it, and put it in the oven until it was toasted, and that would be some like lazy garlic bread.
That's Middletown garlic bread.
Middletown garlic bread, exactly.
Yeah.
For translation, for those who are listening, for those 2 people listening who are not from the area, Middletown means the same thing as white trash.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would make like Middletown garlic bread, and you know what? It was always the right decision. Mm-hmm. Like later on in life, I'd be like, every so often, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to turn it into garlic bread instead of just having butter bread.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that was correct.
Yeah.
That was the actual thing I should have done. Yeah.
I don't even make. So we've got on this kick of, when I make spaghetti, I make it. I haven't made the pasta from scratch yet, but the rest is like the sauce, and it's fantastic. And I'm like, I want to eat so much of this, and I do. But we always have garlic bread, and I'm like, I am so disgustingly full.
Man, now I want garlic bread. Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it was just Casey being like, "Are you podcasting?" Like,
She's like,
yes.
You guys are talking about garlic bread, aren't you?
Alert went off.
oof.
You gentlemen want to
Not
play some
wrong.
games?
Spock, take a look at this subspace news article. Some fool blew his own face off while cleaning a loaded phaser.
Fascinating, Captain. Was it someone aboard the Enterprise?
No, Spock, it happened in Florida.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
The open garlic bread invitational here.
Ooh,
I did spice things up this week.
Okay.
We're going international.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Of course, you have Florida, but we also have Japan
Oh.
Hey.
and Austria.
How?
How?
How? Yeah.
Oh.
I almost said how, but I was like, wait, is that correct? They were, right?
I mean, they didn't have much choice in the matter, but
Yeah.
yes.
Headline number 1. Man sues artist over invisible sculpture that sold for $18,000.
Why did he sell it? Wait, why is he suing him?
Because he says it's his idea. It was stolen from him.
To sell little.
Everybody's had that goddamn idea. Every time you see modern art, you're like, I should sell some shit that isn't actually there. Like, I'm going to take my shoe off and leave it out there and then sell it to somebody.
Depending on how you frame the story behind it.
Yeah,
you
right.
probably could. Wow. So he paid $18,000, or no? Okay, somebody else paid $18,000 for nothing.
And this guy said he stole my idea.
Well, he should be suing the NFT people then. That was...
The NFT people would argue about that.
Yeah,
but
right.
Nobody else would.
Yeah.
Headline number 2. Man amputates penis with an axe after consuming psilocybin mushrooms.
All right, so I'm going to cancel my plans for that hero dose. Wow.
I think you'll be okay. You'll be all right.
I really have never considered cutting my penis off, so I probably won't just because I'm on mushrooms.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
That's where mushrooms, like psychedelics in general, scare the shit out of me.
It's the only drug I'm interested in, but it also scares me. Like, I don't feel the need to relax and any of that. That's not... Coke, I like the time frame that it lasts real quick, but everything else, nah, probably not.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, like, it's like... So I could, like, take this and, like, watch a pretty wild movie, maybe?
Yeah.
I feel like nitrous is probably the ideal drug for you.
You said, yeah. You said.
It's like 20 seconds. You can go out and get shit done after
Yeah.
When they had me on nitrous and I was getting my teeth pulled, man, I was in between universes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like discovering the secrets of the insane clown posse and Atari.
I would say every time that I sit down and do a decent amount of nitrous, which feels like a thing you shouldn't really be able to say you do, but I do sometimes, occasionally, maybe once a year. I'll have some kind of cosmic revelation that I will not remember 2 minutes later.
I know that my teeth were being like violently ripped out of my skull, but I just have this memory of like them vibrating right out of my mouth. Like
It just came out.
That's what nitrous did for me.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they always give me this shit when they had to do stuff to my teeth?
Yep.
Really,
Nitrous
yeah.
is pretty awesome. It really is.
That said, I wouldn't like casually use nitrous. I wouldn't trust myself not to fuck myself up.
Well, that's why you don't get a tank.
Yeah, you just get the little guys, right?
Yeah, you get the little bulbs that you use for whipped cream, and then you just crack them into a balloon. If you get too fucked up on nitrous, you're going to let go of the balloon, and it's just going to fall. You're going to be fine. There's horror stories on the internet, though. People who were like, oh, yeah, I'm real into nitrous. I'll just fill up a garbage bag with it. And then you end up with a garbage bag full of not air over your head, and you die.
Yeah.
Guys,
That's pretty fucking... Man, drug connoisseurs are clever. I'm not going to do too much of this shit because it's going to run away before I can.
Yep. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
I think psychedelics sound amazing, but I've heard too many like bad
The
things.
downside is significant.
I'm afraid I'm going to look in the mirror. That's one thing I'm afraid of if I'm on psychedelics, because they tell you don't look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Because it's going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at yourself, and then you're seeing it distorted, and that's
Right.
taps into a part of your psyche you don't want it to.
Yeah.
Also, they say you need a trip sitter, like when you're just kind of starting out, and I'm like, I don't think I want to have anybody else around.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather sit by myself and kind of just maybe work through some shit, you know?
I couldn't be like, Dad, I'm taking shrooms. Make sure I don't disembowel one of us.
Yeah. I'm going to need you to talk me down if I start freaking out, okay, Dad? Yeah.
Who knows what starts coming out then.
You think your dad would fuck with you if you asked him to trip sit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kathy, come in here and sit down and tell him you're me.
Headline number 3.
Oh, I don't even remember the first one anymore now.
The first one was the invisible
Sculpture, psilocybin cock chop.
Psilocybin.
Axes don't really cut, they chop.
It chop.
Cock chop.
Chop.
Headline number 3. Man. Headline number 3. Court orders mother to pay $5,000 in damages after throwing out her son's comic book collection.
Was the kid a minor?
I don't know.
I feel like this had to be an adult son.
Yeah.
I would think if the court is involved.
Yeah. In which case, like, number one...
Because the ownership would have to be his
Yeah.
at that point. And if he's a kid, then...
Uh,
And what kid has a $5,000 comic book collection?
well,
What kid gives a fuck about comics?
Yeah. And if the court awarded the kid $5,000 in damages, it was definitely not warranted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I could understand certain situations where that might be something you could get away with doing, but like very specific circumstances. Okay.
Dollar menu?
$5,000.
We're also assuming this happened in the U.S.
We shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shouldn't
There's
be. Could
only
be
a 1 in
manga.
3 chance.
Could be manga.
It could be manga. Okay.
Do the
Name that
Japanese
40.
look down on manga readers? Or no?
I really don't have a finger on that
Yeah.
pulse anymore. It used to be considered like an outsider thing.
Yeah, but
Like adults who were into anime and manga were kind of like, but
I still
don't
feel
know.
I still feel that way.
just about people who like manga.
Just like don't
Keep
like
in mind, one of the very few people that might listen to this podcast is into manga.
that person I like and respect, and I don't think he takes it too far. It's
Like,
love.
yes.
Love.
Love,
I love the guy.
absolutely.
Love him.
Respect.
I respect him. I respect him.
All right, I was making a joke. Of course, we respect him.
It's just when people like when you say somebody that's too into it,
Yeah,
that's when I'm just like, and
that's
it's
the only thing that they want to talk about.
yeah, just like
Yeah,
it's when you start
I
fucking
guess that could be anything though.
yeah, it absolutely can.
Yeah.
But that specific kind of super fan that works it into their everyday conversation, like you should know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Like they'll just drop the title of a series,
Or
on
they'll
you,
just
like you know what it is, and
like-
you're like, what?
Not
is
even-
that?
and
And you don't want to say what is that because 20 minutes later
Oh,
you're
yeah.
still going to be hearing about
Or like
it.
the mannerisms or the phrases from an anime, just like don't like calm down and be a person. Like let's not
Yeah.
act like we're in a cartoon.
Like if you have like a bestie who is also into that same thing with you, that's what you do with them. You clown around in that way with them. Don't do that with like your coworkers.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't care to. I honestly I do feel a little harsher than I probably should about that particular fandom, and I should work on it. But it's one of those things that bugs me, and I have to just we're friends here,
Yeah.
but in public I am an eye roller. I just keep my mouth shut because I don't want to upset anybody.
Roll your eyes and walk away.
Yeah, like, I probably shouldn't be that way, but I am.
Yeah.
My heart of hearts, I'm still working on it.
All right, I need to make some guesses. You know what? I'm actually going to say that the penis chop, I'm going to put that in Japan.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that in Japan. And maybe it's because most of the Japanese movies that I've seen are horror movies.
Hi, choppy.
Your pee-pee! That was in America. That was on primetime television.
That was a wrestling angle.
Yeah, where they cut off someone's cock. It was Monday Night Raw, 1998.
Val Venus had an affair with Mr. Yamaguchi-san's wife. So Kai and Tai strung him up and threw his dick out on a block of ice. And he tried to chop it off with a sumo sword.
But since it was ice, he missed.
Yeah.
Because it shrunk.
Shrinkage to the rescue. All right, so that one's going to Japan for me. The remaining ones, the statue and the comic book collection. The statue, I'm gonna put in Florida, and I'll put the comic book collection in Austria. It doesn't feel right to me, but at the same time, it does.
Red meat?
This is hard. This is a hard one.
I'll stick with my gut for Japan. I agree. That was probably because drugs are not a big thing over there.
Yeah.
So this dude,
Turns out, this is a little bit of a derail, but the most frequently used drug in Japan is meth. Apparently, they're super into meth in Japan.
I believe it.
okay.
They're always go.
Yeah, yeah, it's the work culture. But also, meth is apparently amazing. That's why people do it.
Yep. I just think like just per capita, you hear it. Drugs are pretty harshly controlled over there, and much harder to get.
Yeah.
So if this guy got a hold of some mushrooms, and he hasn't,
grow.
yeah. But what if he just like got his own kit and started with psilocybin mushrooms, never being high, and just went for the, that's
Just downed
Yeah.
Downed a bunch of them and decided, you know what would be a great idea right now is if I chopped off my cock.
Yep, that's my logic. So I'll put comic book collection in Florida and the invisible art in Austria.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well,
We hung our hats on the wrong horse.
Well, we can't
'Cause
have
that's
both
a
went 3
phrase.
for 3 this week.
No.
so Florida is the sculpture.
Ooh.
Is the what?
The sculpture.
Oh. Wait. Oh,
That's
I
what
put
you
that in
said.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Doug is going to retain. Japan was the comic book.
Oh.
It was a collection of Attack on Titan.
Oh, so it was
mangas.
manga too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5,000
Damn.
for something I knew.
That's a lot.
The exchange rate was like $150.
Okay.
I could see if it was like.
Oh, it was like 5,000 yen or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And
That
Austria
judge.
was the psilocybin mushrooms. The choppy.
Austria.
Austria.
Choppy UPP.
I
You are owning only one PP.
Austria.
Ownership of that VP is verboten.
Man.
Oh, Austria, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are you cutting your dicks off, Austria?
The guy who put out an ad for a willing participant to be like killed and eaten.
Yeah.
Was that Austria or was that Germany?
Either Germany or Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
All right, gentlemen. It's time for the joke of the week.
Here, in its natural habitat, on a tiny islet off the coast of Belgium, we observe the majestic and elusive joke of the week.
What do you call an Italian with a rubber toe?
A rubber toe. I got nothing. I can't. Rubber toe.
Gentlemen, final answers.
I have literally nothing.
What do you call
Except like epithets for Italian people.
Right, yeah.
What do you call an Italian with a rubber toe? Roberto.
Funny joke. Fuck.
Joke of the week, everybody.
Oh, God.
But you cannot fuck around with...
You're fired, Adam. You're all washed up in this business.